Welcome back everybody into another daily recap. Today is the 9th of November, Tuesday, and we're going to do our usual recap on gold, Bitcoin, and GJ. As always, no news. We're going to start with gold. As you can see, we started the day around 1824-ish after many rejections of the area of 1828. And we were expecting either a bounce of 1820 or maybe deeper to 1812.5, but this was our main price point. Yeah, also 1821 was nice, but 1820 key level bounce and continuation up. The main bias was still bullish, and as you can see, we got some bounces from here and back up. Safer buys would only be above 1828. We're going to see now if we had some good opportunities for these 40 pips scalps. As you can see, the sells below the level never actually played out, so the idea was never valid. Therefore, if you want to select, you can do me a favor. Thank you. You see, never got any chance to get the sells. So as you can see here, let me just hide all the arrows. Was not a crazy day for gold, and as you can see, price was overall, if you look on the daily chart, was in a big time frame and only later on started to break above. Even the buys from the safer buys from 1828. First, during New York, they were really messy, but afterwards they got clear, but as you can see, not much volatility. We're going to go in details for the trade ideas here and above the key level. As you can see, price was just ranging. We got a quick bounce. We're going to go in details to why that trade idea was not really applicable. And we get the first rejection of 1828, so no buys over there. You just wait, you see that price is still failing to make new lows. Here is reacting at these previous lows, is making higher lows. It's not even retracing to 1820. It's actually making higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, New York open, higher high, higher low, higher high, and again still getting rejected at 1831, which was a high sensitivity area, 1831.32 something. And as you can see, we got a huge rejection, break and retest, and a huge correction, like a few pips from the retest of 1820, and then little other block and continuation up, exactly the same move. As you can see, this price sensitivity area caused again some reaction on the price. We got some break and retest, but as you can see, the scalps were for like 30 pips maximum, or if you got a nice entry, you got to like 40 pips. But let's jump into the details of here. Okay, so these buys at 1820, I analyzed them into the with a 1 minute perspective if I was trading, and for me there was no entry here because of my usual setup. You know it. You see a break and a retest of this level. Still, of course, this same idea applies for the sells and the buys. Yes, I had below 1820, but as you can see, it was just the first few candles, so was not, yes, was a bearish trend. This would have been a nicer entry in continuation here. A strong momentum, but as you can see, no real candle setup. As well, on the opposite side, as you can see here, you have a very bullish candle. Look at the time. It's 1 minute before London open. The very next candle, London open, doesn't even make a lower wick. On the hourly time frame, this candle has no lower wick. open and low, if you go on here on the inside, left hand side, are the same, no lower wick, and price just goes up. So maybe you enter here, if this is your setup, you see, okay, you are failing to make new lows, I enter, but entering at 1820 was absolutely only with a buy limit. After that, as you can see, we've seen a huge rejection of the level, so no entry there. You see multiple rejections of these lows, and you're making, as I said, higher lows and higher highs. So you identify an intra-range, we call it bullish trend. Let's see if you had any nice candle confirmation. Not really. Here, just impulsively breaking above the key level, impulsively breaking above the key level. No real candle setup. This one was too high. We're already 11 pips above the key level. So even if you enter here, 15 pips is very it's too high. It's not the kind of setup that we are looking for. And after that, maybe you enter here. This is a much not the only issue here. Not going to say nothing. You could have entered with a loss. The previous price action is very choppy. I mean, you're not coming like here with a strong liquidity grab and then going up. You're coming from a really messy price range. You see price has been rejecting, let me do it like this, has been rejecting these highs multiple times. So why this candle should be better? It's better to wait for a break, a retest, and then the candle setup of these previous highs for entering here, instead of just playing a guessing game here. And as you can see, price action was messy. And again, yes, you almost get the retest of 1820, like 2-3 pips above. No real candle setup, only if you like then see and acknowledge that you are creating a flat candle body support. Look also, this is candle bodies. Look at the wicks, all the wicks to the same level, and you take this level as into consideration. Then you can see that, okay, yes, I have something for me, for my setup. This is a nice candle setup. If you don't see all the rest, of course, let's see if I can. Okay. Just do it like this. Okay, this one. Where are the mouse? Yeah. Okay. You are here. You identified either the wicks, either the candle bodies. I prefer the candle bodies. All the candle bodies are failing to break above. This candle makes a lower wick exactly at this price point and flips bullish. You can enter here. Your usual 15 pips stop loss is very wide, so it's very safe. You will also be able to take an exit here, and you have your you can have your 45 pips take profit playing. Now let's see how the price played out. You see that you got easily, not just joking, easily no, but you got to your 30 pips. Let's see, almost 30 pips here, 30 pips, 42 pips, and if you kept going, you have the full take profit getting it. It took maybe longer than a scalp. It took like 1 hour and 20 minutes. But if it's your session, you are still in. This is a good trade idea. Let's see later on Now we have a break and a retest. This candle is nice, I must say. Break and retest. 15 pips stop loss here. In insight, you probably don't even get to the 30 pips take profit. This candle is probably going to stop you out if you have, of course, if you enter not exactly here but with some spread, you are getting stopped out and you don't have really any re-entry. Maybe same trade idea, same concept is this one. You see that the candle bodies are flat. They are closing many candles at the same level, and we have this trade setup, this candle not engulfing anything, but still this is very short, gives you for now 16 pips. You get a retracement and then you are up, I think more than 30 pips, right? Yeah, 40 pips over here. Even with this is 8 pips stop loss, would have give you like 10 pips instead of 15, because look at the positioning, maybe 12 just below here, 12 or you're 15 classical, and you are still in. There you go, you see you trace this level, and what you have is exactly another scalp opportunity. You have these previous highs, you have this candle set up over here. You can use whatever stop loss you care. 10 pips, you still have a lot of space to enter. The only thing is like 1 hour before the close of the market, so it's not a very volatile volume, but also is still a very good, this is still a setup. Also this one, look, the setup, weak, touching exactly the candle body highs, and then flipping bullish for like, this is like 15 pips, almost 20 pips. And this was gold. Let's go quickly on Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't do much. I don't know actually, because I didn't see it. If it loads. Okay, what is the round feed? Okay. There you go. Actually, it was, let's see how it goes. What are these arrows? I think they are the old one. I don't know. Yes. Okay, so what we were looking for was a bounce of 67.6, which we actually got almost on the dot here in the morning for like 60 pips. After that, we didn't get rejection from these highs, but looks like now we're going to see if we had some nice opportunities below 67.6 and continuation down. Nothing below this level. This could have been the buy setup. I think I didn't put it right. 66.5, 63, 65.3. Here, much lower. Okay, but we got a bounce from a PSA we already chat up. And as you can see here, let me hide them. Very good. Okay. We see price bouncing multiple times from our PSA 67.60 something, and also the PPL 750. This would have been like 50 pips move from high risk high-reward bounces. From there, we see a deeper correction. We see break and retest. These are very short-lived, like 25-30 pips. Then we get a full retracement and a full correction of the move. We still fail to make new daily highs above this all-time high. And we see the vacuum candle, another attempt, reaction and rejection at the PPL, 68 flat. And then huge break retest and continuation down. Correction and then continuation even more down. As you can see, then we got the bounce from a level which was planned, but not as an intraday. Look at where it grabbed liquidity, this bastard. As you see, got liquidity here, 25 pips below, and then continue up. This was a nice, it's a nice candle setup. And as you can see here, let me just fix this. Okay. So the analysis was the buys from 67, 6, what was this? 666, nice number. 67, 666. We never get to this level, but as you can see, we always play with the PPLs and look the reaction at the PPL. Not really a very clear candle setup. So possibly not entering unless you enter here, but still you get 26 pips. Then you have to feel the pain here to get to your take profit later on. You see the bearish trend here. There you go. We had the sells here below 67.666, which was such a nice reaction here. This is the PPL, makes a try to make new high, but gets rejected. No wicks for entry. Really very strong compression before moving down. This would have been a nice entry. In continuation, bearish. Only thing is that would have been a loss, but it's normal. You never get, you get like 10 pips and it is a loss. Over here, but look at this candle setup. This one, of course. There you go. This one is a nice candle setup. In continuation, bearish. Here you have another attempt to enter. Nice stop loss well above. This time you get like 27 pips. You might even exit over here after seeing the price action slowing down. If you want to also, you see 20 pips in profit, you want to go to break even with the first one. So it's nice. No further candle setups. Look here for buys above this level, as was expected. As for pre-planned analysis, could have still got some buys. Here, usual 15 pips stop loss. And it goes to 30 pips over there. Very nice. Let's see if we had any further sells. This is a nice rejection candle, very strong. If it closed a little bit like this, bearish would have been much better. What we were looking for sells was the same level and below, so not 68 flat, but 68 flat gave nice reaction today. As you can see, you identify first reaction here, bearish. Second reaction, you see price is not able to break above. See this huge, strong bearish candle, and you see this further confirmation of rejection. So you can enter here at this very nice bearish candle, which is not the side of the trend. is this one, as per the same bias played from the morning, 2 times, break even, 1 win for the buys at a bounce, and the sells with a further confirmation. This time the trend is more friendly and we get to more than 90 pips of profit. As you can see here, we had the confirmation. This one was a little bit too late for an entry. Yeah, like possibly not even 30 pips of the spread. A bounce. Look at this rejection. 25 pips candle rejecting. This, where do you enter? You cannot enter here. You put the stop loss 25 pips above. So you wait. You can have further entries exactly here. Look at this candle setup, bearish, further rejection, break, retest, candle setup, and you get to like 45 pips pretty easily. 15 pips stop loss, is well above the PPL, is in the middle of the range, so you are pretty safe, and then continues to your range, to your TP. We have further entries. This is a nice rejection. First one, second one. Look, flat candle body support. This candle is a really nice candle. Here, above the PPL. 15 pips is not the perfect as per market structure because the ranges are quite big, but it's still 15 pips. And also this candle is almost in the middle of the range. Yeah, it's almost 10 pips in the middle of the range. This one would have been a much nicer entry, but probably the spread was not good. This one also. This one is very, very high risk. You're possibly also getting stopped out. Yeah, with the spread, you're definitely getting stopped out. Yeah. But this candle, as you can see here, breaks above the previous highs and 30 pips, rest to break even, and you get your 60 pips profit. More than 60 pips with the spread, with just a minimal drawdown here. But you all after 3 candles you see bullish, and then it keeps printing bullish candles. Some minor here. Nicer. This is the first step. You have a bullish trend. This is the first step, so it's very high risk. Let's see if 15 pips. Yeah, you are safe. And goes again to take profit. This other candle is very nice. Now it's hidden, but goes below, from below. And that's it. So Bitcoin on the 1 minute gave you like the candle setup and the price action, the market structure gave you really nice ideas. Liquidity grab, continuation. First, no, this one was continuation and second try. This one was counter trend. As you can see, it gave really nice trades. GJ is getting long this video, yes, okay. GJ, same trade as yesterday, I think. Yes, we were around here. Was looking for bounce from 52.8. We actually got a bounce from slightly above 53, 5 pips above. As you can see, I was looking for the buys from below here, which actually happened later during the day during New York. Let's see on the 1 minute. Okay, let's hide. Jump. Okay. As you can see here, it's nice because if you are live, you can have this awareness that is not the PPL, but you are creating a strong support here for your buys. We're going to see later if we have candle setups. You see a rejection, further rejection here, and then price moving up with this. Okay, it's just my mouse. Okay, and bounce from this flat candle support. Very slow price action. 153 flat doesn't give you opportunity for entries, but we're going to see now if this candle body, this PPL as a pre-planned analysis gave nice trade opportunities, 20 pips. $30 pips. Okay, let's jump into it. Let's jump into this. Let's see, trade analysis. Okay, so we see the first bounce here. This is just the wicks, it's not even the body. You see the first reaction was here. Then you draw a line when you see a double bottom here. You have London open, makes a lower wick and then close bullish. This is what didn't happen on, why are you not working properly? This is what didn't happen on gold that we wanted. Lower wick and then continuation bullish. And as you can see, here you like 25 pips with 10 pips stop loss, very nice. Was not a pre-planned analysis, but we were looking for buys from this area. So if you see a wick at London Open, not and a closure not at this level, you can enter. I mean, for me, it's a valid trade idea and a confirmation of the buyers. Further, you see this new hourly candle makes a lower wick. You have though no trade setup. I'm not going to take any trade and you that they are winning. No trade setup at this level. If you identify this, as you can see, price points, this reaction, these multiple reactions, then what you see immediately is this opportunity in continuation bullish, 10 pips, and you get to like 25 pips. So you get your 2 to 1 saved up at least. 25 pips is very nice. Okay. That's good. You saw the reaction. For a while you see prices failing to break above, but there's no momentum, no clear cut bullish momentum to break above the PPL, entering some further buys. You see actually going lower and lower. I was not looking for sells. I was looking for buys at 152.8. So what do we have here? We have the bearish trend, but what we see is that from a strong bearish trend, we start 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, already 3 times failing to make new highs and new lows, especially at the pre-planned price sensitivity area. For me is more than enough. If you are high risk, you also have this opportunity, which didn't actually play out immediately, but later on it will. This for me is a nice entry. So you see the exhaustion from the sellers and you enter buys here. 10 pips stop loss. As always, you get to 22 pips of profits. you go to break even, and then you get stopped out at break even. But also look at this candle here, flat candle body support, these candles, these higher lows, and now these are reacting exactly these lows. You have the same candle body setup, and you can take further entry if you want, if you miss this one, which was the main trade setup. What you see after this trade, you can step out and break even. You see making a new lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, a new lower low, and then you see price that is bouncing again. Do we have any possible entry? Let's see. We have these previous highs. The only possible entry that I see is over here. Price makes a lower wick, 10 pips, as always. And then it reaches 20 pips later on. No more volume because London session is closed. But still in what, an hour and a half. Yeah, 1 hour and 15 minutes you get to your first take profit. Then if you are in intraday and you leave it running, it's still running, as you can see. But this is just for backtesting setups, and you can see buys from here, and the buys from 2 price points, adapting to the price action, to the timing of the session, here to further buy year momentum, and this is it. You take advantage of the price action. This is it, guys, for today. See you tomorrow.